Good morning. It's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief. It's March the 26th, Friday, March the 26th. The current time is 8:15. Okay, the Dow only closed up 5 points, and quite an interesting close too, because up around about 40 to 50 points about an hour, 2 hours before. We had a pretty negative bond auction, treasury auction in the States, and that wasn't taken on too well. Also, in the wake of that, we saw the US dollar firm too. And that's clearly broken up in an upward trend. So I'd just be very concerned if you have any short dollar positions at the moment. In fact, I think we've taken on long US dollar positions at the moment. So particularly, and we'll be taking on more long US dollars position if that Aussie breaks through that 90, 70, 90, 65. Remember, your stop on that trade can go in just above that 91.15 or 91.65. Have a look at the chart in that Aussie too, because given where commodities are, you might get a bit of a spin-off in some of those commodity currencies if, in fact, that US dollar remains bid, because that has actually caused a little bit of concern for commodities across the board. Anyway, let's have a little bit of a run-through, as to what happened overnight. And here we go. There you see, just having a look at the American markets. The Dow only up 5 points, 10,841. S&P was down 2, and the Nasdaq was off 1.35. Here we go. Euro trades near 10-month low. That's been a phenomenal move. Basically, even as we've said, Tricia says the IMF aid is needed. But you've also got Deutsche, Germany coming involved, everyone getting involved in that. And although they've actually come out with a package, a $23 billion euro package, they still want the IMF in there. So it is a bit of a concern in my mind as to what's actually occurring there. And I think that's why we've seen the dollar firm, because it's just not that clear at the moment as to how this is all going to evolve, or whether there's going to be a contagion. And I think that's why we've seen some of that smart money move towards the US dollar. And yeah, so anyway, let's keep an eye on that space. Here we go. US falls after Treasury auction, so that's added to the weight. So a bit of a concern there. Overall, I think everything seems to be okay. One key component of the market that we've got to focus on is why unemployment is staying so stubbornly high. Now, this is in Europe, and it's also in America. And that is a concern, because we've got no real ignition to these economies to keep on moving. So anyway, that's something which we'll focus on over the course of the next couple of weeks. Righty-ho, let's have a look now at general, just the currency and some of those soft markets, because there's been a little bit of moving and shaking there. There we go. Okay, dollar index. As I said, I've been talking about this for a little while, and there's that dollar index chart. Look at that. It's just, without that stochastic, it has, there we go. That's the hourly chart broken up. I mean, it's broken up from this trend here, which we looked at some time ago, and that's a classic move there. And I think expectations are for that to continue. Have a look at the daily chart, and you'll be able to see that this could be a move that fills that gap in back here, which could see it up around that 83 level, maybe even a little bit higher. We actually felt this was a reasonable high, believe it or not, for this correction of this move from here to here, corrected quite nicely. But that appears not to be the case, and this could extend itself quite significantly higher if things evolve the way we think they can evolve. So if anything there, I think at the moment you can see that US dollar looking slightly better bid, and so just be a little bit cautious there on positions. Have a look at the Aussie there, 90.74 at the moment, and look at that chart there. That's why we're saying have a little bit of a look at that. This can come all the way back down through that area there. So I actually think just a little bit lower rather than higher. So if anything there, that US dollar can go a little bit better bid from here, and probably see it trade a little bit lower. Okay, now that's the US dollar, as we mentioned, against the euro and things like that, still under a little bit of pressure. That euro's been the big move on the downside, and as you can see, that's been a phenomenal trend there. We actually felt we were getting close to a low here and a good rally, and we were quite severely wrong on that side, so down she came. So just looking at that, looking at the local market equities market, so currencies, dollar looking bid, keep that in the back of your mind. Local market, I'm not really happy with the way this is unraveling. And although I want it to go up because I've got my super involved in it, I'm not really comfortable yet. So we're going to have to make some decisions pretty soon because that doesn't look that strong. And if we do get just a little bit of a contagion here or something occurring, then our market can come under pressure there, and it could be a double top. So I think I'd just be a little bit concerned as to what's happening on that front. So anyway, equity markets really got to break to that 49.50. We fail, that's it, and then we come back down all the way down to 4,800, which I'm not really liking. But anyway, let's see how that goes. Okay, that's the local markets. As you can see, some of the softs. I'll just have a look at wheat. Pretty negative there in wheat. Wheat, coffee. So not wheat, corn, soybeans, all under pressure at the moment. This is dollar related, and it's also dollar related. But there we go. Look at that. It doesn't look all that rosy. There's the 2-hourly chart in wheat. Look at the daily chart there, and you can see we're still bumming around the bottom here. But it looks like it can actually attempt these lower ends. So I'd just be a little bit concerned on that. But we are definitely on the lower end of the range in a lot of these commodities. But no signal yet to actually go in and buy. So keep that one. No signal yet to buy. Okay, just in terms of economic calendar, what have we got coming up today? Industrial profits year to date in China, that'll be widely watched. And total business in the UK, this one's a good one. GDP, personal consumption, very important. University of Michigan confidence number, another important one as well. And we've got a couple of bit of chat there by some of the Fed's officers. So that's about it. Now, what are we looking at in terms of trades? In terms of summary, well, look, we haven't got a lot on the book, and we haven't had for a little while, and it's a little bit frustrating for a lot of us. But I'm liking that story with the Aussie dollar at the moment, and I think you can quite happily buy it on a buy US dollar, sell Aussie on a breakthrough 90.60 if you like. We're already short the Aussie at the moment. We've got to stop there in at 91.52, and we've also got to stop there a little bit higher as well. But I would keep an eye on that trade because I think that dollar can come under pressure. Gold's under pressure, soft's under pressure, so it's a commodity trade that you're actually looking at on that. Well, that's about it from me. I hope you. That's about it from me. I hope you have a great weekend, great day. Let's have a look to see what the debate on the two local government officials, Labor and Liberal debate here at 12 o'clock today. That should be quite fun. But that's about it. Feel free to give us a call if you've got anything and want to have a chat, and happy trading.